So, I am going to talk about buying and selling stuff in highsec where Plex and skill injectors are cheaper, and injecting skill books that you can't for whatever reason can get here. So you want to get into highsec because, for example, if you buy Plex on the shop and want to sell it for ISK, you get a much better price in highsec than in nullsec. And
why? Because the demand is higher, I suppose.
Just because not people do that here, and taxes are higher and stuff. There are many reasons to do it elsewhere. Just you typically want to do it just because you get more money from your value for your money. And CCP made a lot of stuff really easy. For example, there's a so-called Plex vault that you can stuff Plex in, and you can access it from anywhere. So,
Seriously?
Yes. In the early days, there were a lot of funny kill mounts where just people carrying around tons of Plex and losing it, and everyone laughed. These days are over, if you like it or not, because there's a so-called Plex vault. It's like in your station with a ship hangar, item hangar, deliveries hangar, corporation hangars, and the Plex vault. I think CCP is moving that again, but whatever, you can find it. And you can put Plex in and get it out from anywhere.
This is
yeah, this is really great. And
for making for transferring a lot of cash safely, I suppose.
Sorry, I couldn't.
I mean everything else you have to haul in a ship.
Exactly, everything else you have to haul, with there's a little bit more that we'll get into, but Plex you don't even have to do that anymore. And this has a little bit more interesting features, because not only can you put it into the Plex vault via dragging it in the item hangar. I'm currently logged on another account. I'm going to show that. So here I'm on an alt, and you can see I have I'm currently in the keep store from test, and where you can buy Plex and skill injectors with a lower tax rate. And I have, let's say I've bought a small skill injectors and a little bit of Plex in the market, and it's currently in the item hangar. When you get that, when you want to it's an alt, so I typically want that on my main, but that's no problem, because I can just put it in the Plex vault and, for example, ship it, with my toon over to Jita and just put it out again. That's great. But there's a little bit more nuance to that. For example, let's say that.
Can you put your stream link in Mumble?
Oh, it's in Slack. If you have Slack access, I put it in the Dojo channel. And there are a lot of there's a lot of situations. For example, you want to buy Plex or want to sell Plex, and your toon is not in perimeter, or you want to, for example, what doesn't work is when you want to buy a skill book and you buy it in Jita, you can't actually inject it in remotely from GE. But what a lot of people don't know is when you, for example, have it in on a toon in perimeter, you contract it to your main, and I'm just going to do that right now. So actually, I'm going to my skill injector and both Plex and just contract it to my main. Alright, finish it. Now I'm going to switch on my main again. And you can see, okay, I have a new contract, and I will accept it. Okay, I have now my Plex and my skill injectors. and you can access them in their personal assets. And now somewhere is perimeter. There it is. I have some stuff there. And now there's a little cool tricks with the personal assets. For example, you would think that I can't actually drag the Plex into somewhere because I mean I'm not there, right? But CCP actually added a move to Plex vault icon, and you can I have 0 Plex in my Plex vault. I can right click it, move to Plex vault, and it is now my Plex in my Plex vault, and I can drag it out to the item hanger. This is really awesome because you can exit it anywhere, and you don't have to sell it or something or somewhere else. This works in the other direction. For example, when you buy Plex to get some ISK, and then you can transfer them to your toon alt and then sell it in perimeter. This is great. What you can also do is right-click your skin injector and actually activate them remotely. Never ever buy them here in Jita because they're probably horribly overpriced. So, as you can see, I can actually activate them, and I'm going to do that. And okay, I have injected. So you really don't want to buy them in nullsec, but you always want to do them in highsec. There are a lot of possibilities, of course. For example, let's say I only have this character and I don't want to make other characters and no alts and stuff. There are actually possibilities to do that. Of course, you can just fly over there, for example in a travel interceptor, or as soon as you get to highsec, a sub 1 second Hecate. But I mean, that's really simple, but I mean you have to undock, and it actually takes a long time until you get to get to Jita or perimeter or wherever you want to sell it. So
oh yes, it does.
It takes a really long time, and you don't want to do that.
I took my first track out to Jita in my noob capsule.
Yeah, don't do that. There are a lot better possibilities to do that. For example.
Well, it was the only way for me to ensure that my ships won't get hurt.
There are actually more possibilities, and I'm going to show them. For example, let's say I want to get to highsec really quickly, but as you can see, I open my jump clones and they are all in nullsec. And that's bad, but you actually can do a little trick. You can go into the clone bay and change your home station. Change station and use set your home station to the school headquarters remotely without any delay. As you can see, I actually remotely changed my death clone already, and I can actually set my home station to my school academy, which is actually in the forge already, so it's only a few jumps until Jita. And I can set my home station and death clone to highsec. And if you set up a jump clone beforehand in whatever station you were, for example in DY Tech, you can then jump clone back to DY Tank without any delay. This is actually somewhat fast. You don't have to burn through nullsec or the infamous GP gate, and you actually will have a jump clone for the next time you want to go there, so you don't even have to do the trick with your change home station. This is really awesome, and a lot of people don't know that. And it's like somewhat quick, but you have to undock. And and you will, for going back, you will jump a jump clone timer, which is not really what you want to do. And your station, like your school, is not in Jita, so you still have to burn a bit. And with typically it's not really a problem if you're doing it in a shuttle, for example. But in theory, you still have wars, and you can in theory get killed by insta-lockers, even with a sub 2 aligned ship. For example, I'm going to show Brave, and we have 4 active wars. So this is a good possibilities, and you don't need a second account or a certain characters. You don't need to log off your current character, and yeah, it's actually really good. And of course, if you actually have a jump clone already there, you can just jump clone there, do your business, and jump clone and death clone back. That way you can not only buy all your Plex related stuff or skill injector stuff, but you can actually inject like skill books when you're there. So this is like almost instantaneously. You don't have to move at all and stuff, but I mean, it needs some preparation.
That is a good tip. Thanks.
And of course, there's always a little bit more. But as you can see, I have actually multiple accounts, and I just, for example, bought Plex or skill injector and transferred to my main and used them in like a minute. So yeah, you should probably get a second account to do that. That can be on this account, or it can be on a different account. If it's on the same account or an alpha account, you have to log off your current account, but that's probably not a problem. And it's like the best solution. You always want to have more accounts. A lot of people just don't want to do that, so I was showing the other options, but you probably want to get a second account. The only problem is you can't inject skill books that way. You actually have to move to get your skill books. The easiest option is of course Dojo, but Dojo often takes a time, and some skill books, like for example the industry books, are somewhat overpriced, so you should be careful with that. But mostly you can get all your skill books via the Dojo. And yeah, the advantage of the 2 account solution is like it's fast, it's incredibly fast. You don't have to use your main, so you don't move your main, and more also are always good because you can train more stuff. The disadvantage is of course you actually have to get a second alt, and you have to log off, potentially with your account.
That shouldn't be a problem.
So also as a little tip, to get your new character to Jita or perimeter as fast as possible, the nearest school at character creations to Jita is when you select Kaldari, then the Severe and Soldier in the character creation, and then you have 3 jumps from Jita. And you can of course skip all the tutorials and stuff, because I mean the tutorials aren't that good. So then I asked Jinx, and he said, okay, this class is cool, but I was supposed to say, for example, we have a module or a ship that you can't get in Jita for whatever reason, or probably even more when you want to buy something that is not in your current coalition staging, for example Jita, because the market always isn't that good then. You never ever want to haul your own stuff, because it's dangerous. And there are multiple parts for why it's dangerous. The first part is ganking in highsec. You probably don't have much experience there, and when you haul expensive stuff,
I have a lot of experience getting killed.
Exactly. In highsec you often get killed. In most situations, highsec is probably more dangerous than nullsec, because you can actually see what is going to kill you in nullsec, and in highsec you can't. So what you actually want to do is, if buy your stuff in highsec, that's fine, but don't haul it yourself. We have a lot of services set up, so it's easy. So it's easy to get your stuff into the coalition staging. And we have a Brave Logistics, where you can find all the stuff. In the Fleet MOTD, it is linked there, and I'm probably it's in the video description when you're watching it later. So I just opened it, and that's the Brave Logistics. And for example, the Brave Logistics Jump Freighter service, they are serving a lot of stations. The best is Midori, and then you just click whatever station you want it in. The thing is, you have to get your stuff to Amar or Midori first, and that you also don't want to do yourself. Also, this is actually...
Wait. Why wouldn't you want to get your stuff in Amar?
Well, often, Amar is a great trade hub, but Amar to Midori is a little bit more expensive, as far as I know, and Amar doesn't really it's a little bit overpriced sometimes, and it's not that good in general. Amar's fine, but you probably want to get it to Midori, as you're going to ship it from Jita to Midori anyways, or to Amar anyways, and then just do it to Midori directly. To get it to Midori or Amar, you can either use Trinity X. This is our Brave highsec hauling service. And well, it's a horrible website, but I mean it gets its job done. And so, for example, when you want to transfer something, you can either use these or use public contracts. Public contracts are awesome. I think so. In the haulers channel, when you go there, there's a haulers channel and there's some rules and stuff. It's generally cheaper, but of course it's riskier. So you need to proper collateral and stuff. This is not really a class about that though. So there is a class from I don't know I don't know who did that actually, but when you go to the Brave Dojo channel, you can see that there's an importing 101 class. So watch that if you're interested in that. So yeah, do you have any questions?
To be frank, I don't understand enough of this to even get a grasp, to be honest.
So you are not understanding something?
A lot, basically. To be frank, I'm a new player that just started about 4 days ago, and I have, I think, 500,000 is.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be a class really for you. Although
what would you recommend to someone that just started the game? Basically.
So when you just started the game, you probably need some money, right?
Yes.
And
definitely.
you can get that money by.
Always wants better ship.
Yeah, you can get this money that you need either by watching the dojo class about making money, or just going the easy route and buying Plex and then cashing it out on the market.
But just be aware that if you do buy Plex prices vary a lot. So right now, Plex is very volatile and it's very high. So your 500 Plex gets you about 1.8 billion ISK, which is a lot of money. But if CCP do a sale tomorrow and Plex crashes in price because there's a flood of Plex, your 500 Plex, if you didn't sell it, might only be worth like 1.4 bill or 1.3 bill, for example.
To be frank, with with my is great in the hundreds of thousands,
Yeah, it's
I
a big
wouldn't really
difference.
care.
But the best thing is to try and be self-sustainable. So find something
Yes,
you
of
enjoy. Try like ratting, or another good thing is there's lots of mining, moon mining.
Do
You can just
exploration
sell the
because it's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah,
exploration is great.
this class is about the easy route. So the easy route is just buying Plex in Perimeter or Jita or somewhere else, and then using one of the safe transfer methods to get to either
Plex
get it in,
or not.
to GE or selling it on the market.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
So, any questions about what I was talking about?
Ooh. You said that you should never haul yourself stuff around. Generally.
Exactly. So,
the question is, how do I put up contracts and
okay, so putting up contracts is really simple. Like in general, you want to just get an item in your hangar, just select it, select right click, create contract, and then you can select a type, for example item exchange, to get it to your alternate account, auction, but I mean who uses auctions, and then courier contracts and then public to like transfer them to somewhere else. There are far better tutorials about that than I can give you right now, but yeah, there's a class that is called Importing 101 that should be more explaining more stuff about that. I'm sorry I can't like give the information to you right now because it's better when you see it.
Yes, obviously. But to be frank, you're giving me at least a starting point. You know, from a nuclear perspective, Eve seems basically daunting as fuck.
Oh yes, it does. Yes, we've all been there. Find some people that you like, friends, and they'll like help you out. You can salvage. There's lots of ways to make little bits of money. You don't have to just do one thing. So just try a lot of stuff and see what you like. Play the game the way that you want to.
Okay, so it seems like there are no more questions about what I was talking about. I got over my notes to see if I forgot anything. But other than that, I'm gonna close the recording and the stream.
Okay, good.
Also, I forgot to say, but always, if you jump somewhere, put your jump clone back. Don't forget that.
Your jump clone? Sorry,
Oh, okay, so you don't know what jump clones is? That's...
No, I have no clue.
Okay, so, you know when you die, you just respawn in a station you selected, right?
Yes.
So so you when you die, you get sent to your medical clone. This medical clone gets created automatically, and it's really awesome, but I mean you can't really get around with it, right? So you just go to the same system. But and then there are another type of clone that is called jump clones. You have to train a skill to get to be able to create jump clones. I'm not quite sure how that is called right now. I think it is infomorph psychology, and that lets you create jump clones. Jump clones are something that you can create in a citadel or a station with a clone bay. So most keep stars and all the overstaging systems. Then you can create a jump clone with via clicking the clone bay icon under the undock symbols. to click on the clone bay, and then there's a jump clone icon, like text, and then you can select install clone. And then you get a confirmation box, and then you can click yes, and then you have a jump clone in this citadel. This is great because when you are somewhere else, for example, I am currently in DY tank. This is our collection stage right now. And if I want to get to GE tank, it's like a lot of jumps.
Oh yes, it is. It took me about an hour to fly out here.
Exactly, it's not a pleasant way. Oh, it's only 12 jumps, but it's still quite a long way. If you want to go to impasse,
because I was getting killed. G84 at the moment.
Yeah, so it's quite a long way, and you don't. For example, there's a fleet forming, a flash form right now, so it's really important that you get there quickly. This happens sometimes. And for example, there's a flash form right now for PCMA, or impasse staging, for example. And I don't want to wait, and I don't want to wait want to gauge 25 jumps, which I mean it will take like 20-30 minutes in a fast ship. But what I can do instead is select go into your character sheet, click character, click jump clones, and then click on the jump clone and select jump. That costs a bit, so depending on where you are, sometimes 0 ISK, sometimes 100 ISK or something, just a token amount. Then you can click yes, and you will lose the jump clone, whatever. And then your character is actually in that system instantaneously.
That's useful.
You don't.
The jump clone. Do you have to replace the jump clone after you use it?
Yes, you have to replace the jump clone. That's what I was talking about. You always have to replace your jump clone, otherwise you're you have to gate the next time, which is not really pleasant. And it's not that bad, but you still have to do it.
Yes.
And or replace your jump clone, which is pretty much free, right? So it's.
Well, I have no clue how free it is.
It's like 100 ISK. It's
or
wow,
okay.
0 to 100 ISK, so it's really free. That's like saying the jump grades, the new jump grades are free, because yeah, sometimes they cost like 100 ISK or 200 ISK, but they're basically free.
Oh no! Now we have told us the jump grades, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe we can do that after the class. Okay, but jump.
To be frank, I should have gone to bed already. So heck.
But yeah, jump clones are really awesome, because they let you get around really quickly. You don't get to keep your ships, right? So your ships stay where they are.
Yes.
But
yes, but it's quite useful for selling.
Exactly, and it's really useful to get into highsec, do your stuff, and death clone back. So death clone is like self-destructing, so you land back at your medical clone. Right, so this is a great way to get into highsec, do your business you need to do in highsec, and get back really quickly. So yeah. Oh, as a background, why I'm actually doing this class is because there were some controversies and some drama about selling Plex at an overpriced or buying Plex underpriced stuff. I'm not quite sure what that was, and people didn't seem to know how to do that properly in highsec. I hope everyone who's watching that will know now. So yeah, see you guys.